In a world where artificial intelligence had woven itself into the very fabric of daily life, the hum of algorithms became the backdrop to existence. Cities pulsed with the rhythm of data, and every interaction was mediated by screens that glowed with the promise of efficiency and enlightenment. In this age of AI, where machines learned and adapted with astonishing speed, the question of faith loomed large, casting long shadows over the hearts of those who sought solace in the divine. Elena stood at the edge of a bustling plaza, her gaze drifting over the throngs of people absorbed in their devices. Each face was illuminated by the soft light of screens, a congregation of digital worshippers, their eyes fixed on the glowing rectangles that dictated their thoughts and actions. She couldn't help but wonder how many of them still believed in something greater than the technology that surrounded them. Was there still room for God in a world dominated by the cold logic of machines? Elena had grown up in a small town where Sundays were reserved for church, and faith was as common as the air they breathed. Her grandmother had often told her stories of miracles, of prayers answered in the most unexpected ways. Those tales had formed the bedrock of her childhood, instilling in her a sense of wonder and belief that transcended the mundane. But as she grew older, the allure of technology began to overshadow those childhood beliefs. The world had changed, and so had she. Now, standing in the plaza, she felt a pang of nostalgia for the simplicity of her youth. The church bells that once rang with a comforting cadence now seemed distant and irrelevant, drowned out by the clamor of notifications and the incessant buzz of connectivity. It was as if faith had been replaced by an unquenchable thirst for knowledge, a relentless pursuit of progress that left little room for the mysteries of the divine. As she wandered through the plaza, Elena's thoughts turned to her younger brother, Alex, an ardent believer in the power of technology. He had always been fascinated by the potential of AI, often proclaiming that it could solve humanity's greatest challenges. "We're on the brink of a new era," he would say, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "With AI, we can create a better world, one where suffering is minimized and knowledge is limitless." Elena admired her brother's passion, but couldn't shake the feeling that something essential was being overlooked. Was it possible that in their quest for progress, they were losing touch with the very essence of what it meant to be human? She remembered a conversation they had had just a few weeks prior, one that had left her unsettled. "Don't you see, Elena?" Alex had argued, leaning forward with intensity. "AI is the next step in evolution. It's not about replacing God. It's about enhancing our understanding of the universe. We're unlocking the secrets of existence." "But what about faith?" she had countered, her voice laced with uncertainty. "What about the things we can't quantify or measure? Isn't there more to life than data and algorithms?" Alex had paused, a flicker of confusion crossing his face. "Faith is just a way of coping with uncertainty. With AI, we can eliminate that uncertainty. We can know. Isn't that better?" Elena had left the conversation feeling as though a chasm had opened between them, a divide that seemed insurmountable. In her heart, she clung to the belief that faith was not merely a coping mechanism, but a vital part of the human experience. It was the thread that connected people to one another and to the mysteries of the universe. But as she navigated the modern world, she found herself questioning whether her beliefs held any weight in a society that increasingly valued empirical evidence over spiritual understanding. Days turned into weeks, and Elena found herself drawn to a community center that had recently opened in her neighborhood. It was a place where people gathered to share their thoughts on faith, technology, and the future. The center was a melting pot of ideas, a space where the old and the new collided in a vibrant tapestry of perspectives. She was hesitant at first, unsure of what she would find there, but her curiosity ultimately won out. The first meeting she attended was a revelation, A diverse group of individuals sat in a circle, each sharing their experiences and beliefs. There were scientists and theologians, artists and engineers, all united by a common quest to explore the intersection of faith and technology. As they spoke, Elena felt a sense of belonging she hadn't experienced in a long time. It was a reminder that the search for meaning was a universal pursuit, one that transcended the boundaries of discipline and belief. One evening, a woman named Maya, a software engineer with a deep interest in spirituality, posed a question that resonated with Elena. In a world where AI can predict our behaviors and choices, how do we maintain our sense of agency? How do we ensure that our faith, our beliefs, remain relevant? The room fell silent as everyone pondered the question. Elena felt a spark of inspiration ignite within her. Maybe it's about embracing the unknown, she suggested, her voice steady. Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting that there's something beyond our understanding, something that can't be reduced to data points. Maya nodded thoughtfully. Exactly. We're living in an age where we can quantify so much, but that doesn't mean we should. There's beauty in the mystery, in the things we can't explain. That's where faith comes in. As the discussions continued, Elena found herself invigorated by the collective exploration of ideas. They shared stories of how technology had both challenged and enriched their faith, how it had prompted them to reconsider their beliefs in light of new understandings. Some spoke of the ethical implications of AI, the responsibility that came with creating intelligent machines, while others reflected on the spiritual dimensions of their work, finding purpose in the act of creation. Elena's heart swelled with hope as she listened to their stories. It was clear that faith could coexist with technology, that it could adapt and evolve in response to the changing landscape of society. The question of God's relevance in the age of AI was not a binary one. It was a complex tapestry woven from the threads of human experience, belief, and inquiry. As the weeks turned into months, Elena became a regular at the community center. She forged connections with others who shared her desire to explore the intersection of faith and technology. Together, they organized workshops, inviting speakers from diverse backgrounds to share their insights. They discussed everything from the ethical implications of AI in medicine to the role of spirituality in creative processes. Each conversation deepened her understanding of how faith could be a guiding light in a world often shrouded in uncertainty. One evening, the group welcomed a guest speaker named Dr. Samuel, a philosopher who had spent years studying the implications of AI on human existence. He spoke passionately about the need for a moral framework in the development of technology. As we create machines that can think and learn, he said, we must also cultivate our own humanity. Faith can provide that moral compass, reminding us of our values and our responsibilities to one another. Elena listened intently, her heart resonating with his words. It was a reminder that faith was not a relic of the past, but a living force that could guide humanity into the future. The challenges posed by AI were not insurmountable. They were invitations to engage with the deeper questions of existence, to reflect on what it meant to be human in an age of machines. That night, as she walked home under the glow of streetlights, Elena felt a renewed sense of purpose. She realized that faith was not about retreating from the world of technology, but about engaging with it thoughtfully and critically. It was about finding balance, about integrating the wonders of science with the mysteries of the divine. In the following months, Elena's journey took her to unexpected places. She began volunteering at a local organization that used AI to address social issues, helping to develop algorithms that could identify patterns of inequality in housing and education. It was a chance to put her beliefs into action, to see firsthand how technology could be harnessed for good. Each day, she was reminded of the profound impact that faith could have when combined with innovation and compassion. One afternoon, as As she worked alongside a diverse team of engineers and social workers, Elena found herself reflecting on the stories of her grandmother. The miracles she had once believed in took on new meaning in the context of their work. Perhaps miracles were not just grand gestures. Perhaps they were also found in the small acts of kindness, in the moments of connection that transcended the boundaries of faith and technology. As the project progressed, Elena's team faced numerous challenges. There were ethical dilemmas, technical setbacks, and moments of doubt. Yet, through it all, they leaned on one another, drawing strength from their shared beliefs and values. It was a reminder that faith was not a solitary endeavor. It was a communal experience that thrived in the company of others. One evening, as they gathered to review their progress, Elena felt a surge of gratitude for the journey they had embarked upon together. "I think what we're doing here is a testament to the power of faith in action," she said, her voice filled with conviction. "We're not just creating technology, we're creating a better world. And that's what faith is all about, believing in the possibility of something greater." Her colleagues nodded, their expressions reflecting a shared understanding. In that moment, Elena realized that faith had not only survived the age of AI, it had adapted, transformed, and flourished. It was a living force that continued to inspire and guide, reminding them of their shared humanity in a world that often felt fragmented. As the project neared completion, Elena reflected on her journey. She had come to understand that faith was not about dogma or rigid beliefs, but about the willingness to explore, to question, and to embrace the complexities of life. In the age of AI, where certainty often eluded them, faith provided a framework for understanding the world, a lens through which they could navigate the unknown. On the day of the project's launch, Elena stood alongside her team, their hearts pounding with anticipation. As they unveiled their work to the community, she felt a sense of pride swell within her. They had created something meaningful, something that had the potential to change lives. In that moment, she understood that faith was not just about believing in God. It was about believing in one another, in the power of collective action, and in the possibility of a brighter future. As the applause echoed around her, Elena looked up at the sky, feeling a deep sense of connection to the universe. In that moment, she knew that God was still relevant in today's technological society, not as a distant figure, but as a presence that lived within the hearts of those who dared to believe in the goodness of humanity. In the age of AI, faith was not a relic of the past. It was a guiding light, illuminating the path forward in a world filled with uncertainty and possibility.